Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis here with Home Life Benchmark Titus Realty, and it's time for your July 2023 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. We're now halfway through 2023, and we've certainly seen some ups in the market, we've seen some downs, we've seen some flat lines. We've pretty much seen it all in 2023. So what's happening now in the market? Because what happened before doesn't make a difference for your decisions for what's coming up soon. June 2023 stats are going to tell one story, and July's are apparently so far starting to tell a different story. However, we only have the full stats for June, so that's really what we're going to focus on. But we're going to make note of what's going to happen and what is currently happening halfway through July so far. June 2023 saw 13% more sales than we saw in May 2023, which is, of course, an increase in the total number of sales, and it's 50% more sales than what we saw in June 2022. Now we have to remember June 2022 was an extremely slow number of sales happening in that whole year, as that's when interest rates continued to go up. And as we know, as interest rates went up, prices came down and affordability pretty well flatlined for about an entire year there. Now, where we start to see a little bit of a hint of the market slowing down is in the total number of new listings that came onto the market in June 2023, which was actually 3% fewer homes than we saw in May 2023. Of course, if there's less homes to choose from, there's going to be less sales happening overall, as supply and demand simply makes it impossible to sell more homes than are actually listed. So, as I said, July's numbers are starting to soften quite a bit, and we are seeing lower for the adjusted number of days, lower number of sales in July than we see in June. However, we do have to keep in mind that this is a pretty typical trend that we'll see in real estate, as the summer months do tend to be quite a bit slower than the spring, early summer, late spring, as most would-be home buyers would rather enjoy their home over the summer, enjoy their vacation when kids are out of school, put their feet up and relax, getting ready for the fall market. Although things haven't really been moving at a super fast pace, we do still have to recognize that we are pretty heavily in a seller's market according to June 2023, with 37 out of every 100 homes listed selling in the given month. As we know, anything above 20 out of 100 is considered a seller's market, between 12 and 20 is a balanced market, and below 12% would be considered a buyer's market. Now, of course, we have not been in a buyer's market for quite some time. We dipped into it maybe 1 or 2 months in certain parts of the market. Otherwise, we haven't been in a real month-to-month balanced or buyer's market for quite some time. So what does this all mean? I mean, basically, we still just don't have enough homes either for sale or altogether. And that supply and demand is driving prices up, despite the fact that we're still seeing interest rates increasing. Speaking of the increasing interest rates, we've had 2 interest rate increases since a lot of people sort of started hinting that they were going to be done for Canada's interest rates. Then we'd probably see level rates throughout 2023. That didn't turn out to happen, as we have had rates continue to rise. We're now at 5% interest rates, which means that mortgage rates are even higher than that. Of course, these higher mortgage rates make it extremely difficult for anybody to buy a house, as affordability has come straight down, meaning that your monthly payments on the same home today as they were back in March are much higher today, as the market has still gone up in price, but your interest rate has also increased. This is making it very difficult for a lot of buyers to get into the market, and that's likely one of the main reasons why we're seeing things sort of slow down, besides the fact that it's summertime. And this is also not uncommon, as we've seen over the last almost 2 years now. Now, we already touched on the 37 out of every 100 homes listing for June 2023. However, that's altogether all property types. Condos actually sold at the highest rate of 59 out of every 100 listed were selling. Townhouses were 36 out of every 100 homes, and detached homes were 28 out of every 100 homes. Now, this is likely because the fact that if you can afford a detached home, that means you can definitely afford a townhouse and a condo. If you can afford a townhouse, you can very likely afford a townhouse and a condo. If you can afford just a condo, you can't afford the other brackets. So you have every potential buyer is looking at being able to purchase these condos, whereas people priced into the condo market are only focused there. That, of course, means that the supply and the demand of the condo market is going to be a higher demand, just with more buyers able to purchase into that sector, making it the most popular sector and the most sellers market of all the different types of real estate we have in the valley right now. So what does all of this mean for your situation? Well, if you're looking just to buy, it really depends on what's going to happen with the interest rates. We simply don't know what's going to happen. They may continue to increase, they may level off, they may decrease next year. We just simply don't know. We only know the information that we have in front of us today, and that is that prices still increased in June 2023. Are they going to increase into July? It's not looking that way necessarily. However, we may see a slight increase in condos specifically, and still in some parts of the townhouse market. I think detached is probably going to nominally increase, but pretty flat line compared to what we've seen over the last several months. And again, that all ties back to the interest rates and actual affordability of these homes. Now, if you're looking just to purchase real estate, and whether that be a condo, whether that be a townhouse, investment property, whatever it is, your first time buyer, again, we have to look at what we know is happening now, and we know prices have been increasing. If they continue to increase and interest rates continue to go up, that double compounds how expensive things are going to get into the future. So if you're able to afford today, you know you can lock in short term for what you're looking for and hope that interest rates do come down, meaning that your payments would come down as once you go and renew your mortgage in a couple years. And of course, if you're waiting for a situation where prices and interest rates come down, I would say that's extremely unlikely. And if it does happen, it's going to be that prices are going to slowly fall while interest rates stay high. As soon as they lower one little bit, you can bet that prices are going to skyrocket back up. Activity in the market is going to pick up, and we're going to be back into multiple offers pretty darn quickly. So it may be advantageous to take advantage of the current situation where things are a little bit slower. You do have a lot more time to make a decision than you've had in the last few years, and really think things through and get into the home that you're happy with today at a little bit of a higher price, maybe, and maybe a little bit of a higher interest rate for now. But again, we don't know what the future holds. And traditionally, our real estate market, if it does go down, it doesn't go down for very long. Now, if you're looking to sell a property and upsize or downsize, we have to keep in mind everything stays pretty relative. Now, we can look at what the different sectors are doing and make a decision that way. Of course, if you're moving from a condo up to a townhouse, yeah, it may make more sense to do so now, as we just touched on. Every 56 condos listed, or 59 condos listed, sorry, out of 100 are selling, whereas only 36 out of 100 townhomes are selling. This means there's likely more demand for your home than there would be for the home you're going to be moving into, which could play out to a ratio of being able to collect a little bit more money in comparison to what you're paying than if we wait for those numbers to balance back out. Now, of course, if you're looking at this from the other side around, going from a detached home and you're downsizing to a townhome or a condo, you want to maximize your actual dollar value of the sale. As we touched on, we may see nominal prices start to drop down. If you're downsizing, you're likely not going to have a mortgage or a very big mortgage at all. So you have to keep in mind that the interest rates are going to have much less effect on your decisions than they are for somebody who's increasing. As I always say, your situation is going to be unique, and I can't touch on everybody's situation just in a video. So make sure you do reach out if you are thinking about making a move in the near future. Now, if you're just looking to sell a property, whether it's an investment property or your own home and you're looking to move out, whatever the situation is, and you're not going to be buying back in, sooner is probably going to be better for you, as we've touched on several times already in this video. Interest rates going up probably means prices are going to level out and or go down, and activity is going to drop pretty quickly as well. This means that if you list today, you'll probably sell for more money today than you will in a month or 2 months from now. Of course, this could all change and the fall market could pick up with a whole bunch of activity. We never know what the future actually holds, but based on what's been happening over the last couple of years here, it looks as if the activity is slowing down and likely going to continue slowing down. So selling at a good price today is going to seem like a great, or potentially seem like a great price in 3 months from now. Overall, interest rates have made things pretty difficult for a lot of people to buy and sell homes and has slowed the market down quite considerably. However, it's still not necessarily a bad time for you to make a move, especially if it makes sense for you and your family to make a move happen for yourselves. So if you are thinking about that, as I said, get in touch soon. Give me a call, send me a text, leave me a comment below, 604-218-5635. I always look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks a lot.